Alright. We are moving on to Country Girl Story, Chapter 13. Here we go. Ellie turned and moved to back away, but not quickly enough. The intruder of her quiet contemplation had already caught an arm in one hand and had the other securely at her hip. She looked into the murky gray eyes and evenly tanned, slender oval face of Marcus Oslo. Marcus, what are you doing here? Well, don't tell me you didn't expect me to come, Miss Ellie, he whispered. Ellie had a flash of memory detailing her last meeting. Crossed her path and tried to talk to her out of leaving town. She had given him back her engagement ring and said Kay was sending her out of Palem for good. That had gone well. All that time away, I'm sure you missed me as much as I missed you. By that you mean to say you hardly had a thought of me in the last 6 years, then yes, the sentiment is mutual. She was grateful Duke had taken offense at the new visitor interrupting the attention he'd been receiving. He began tossing his head and pawing at the floor long enough for Marcus to grip on her. Marcus's grip on her to be dislodged and for her to slip backward in the aisle. Unfortunately for her, backward was a latched main door and offered no escape to the present interview. I doubt you remembered me for a week after I left town. We didn't exactly part friendly. And since I'm home, back on my regular Wi-Fi, I think the buffing issues should be done away with. Ah, yeah. That's right, you were having issues with the stream being all finicky and shit. No, it's not bad Wi-Fi, it's overtaxed Wi-Fi. Oh, come on. Why do you have to be like that? He held a look of great determination. Ellie remembered why she'd always thought there was a darkness in his eyes that was not to be trusted. We had a good thing once, you and I. No, you and I had some good-aged whiskey once, she scoffed. He was working awfully hard to pretend that the drunken encounter that led to their engagement meant a country mile more than it did. It was my own bad luck. We were in public at the Founders' Day ball, and my father happened to see us and come up with a plan with your father. What can I say? I was young and didn't consider my actions. That may be how our engagement started. Yeah, and I remember damn well how it ended. That was true, too. After Kingsley and Charles had walked in on them together at the party, Ellie had effectively been put under lock and key in the watchful eye of Marcus's mother, Sophia, not allowed out again until the last dance set was about to start. Which time, Kingsley. Nope, call a spade and bad Wi-Fi. At which time Kingsley had fetched his daughter, leading her out of the center of the dance floor, giving her hand to Marcus as it was announced there would be a wedding soon. Sophia had even shoved her own wedding ring on Ellie's finger and lifted it for all the room to see. Cord, in his own furious restraint, had headed straight to the ranch and told Kay everything. Just in case you need a reminder, I never actually agreed to marry you. Not that it was even you asking. Gran told me flat out not to do it if I knew I couldn't be happy. And you left Palem, everyone thought, for good. Marcus wasn't backing off as she had hoped. He was inching closer to her, even toying with one of her unbound cider locks. Now that you're an elder, you're back to stay. Unless he's invisible or a fool enough to let you come all this way back alone, you're still not married. I don't see a ring on this finger, do you? Ellie held up her empty left hand. She was getting irritated, flat out frustrated, and telling Marcus exactly what he could do with a proposal. Would be maybe the simplest course of action. But she didn't have time to deal with any possible fallout or risk of alienation of the coven when her leadership was so new. On top of that, she highly doubted he'd take the rejection at face value. It's a state I don't see changing anytime soon. I have enough to concern myself with at the moment, don't you think? Ellie, I just want to talk. Very popular today, Miss Karras. I hope I'm not interrupting something important. An unfamiliar shadow from the front of the barn cut Marcus off from any further argument. The bulk and broad shoulders of none other than Alpha and the Palem pack obstructed the evening sunlight. Franklin, Big Flint, Teevard. I went to the house first, and Mr. Cortez thought I'd find you in here alone. What are you doing here, Teevard? Marcus, for his part, made an effort to straighten himself into some kind of confident presence. We were in the middle of a private conversation. I don't doubt that, Flint gave a sardonic nod. Miss Allie, I'm sorry for coming here without warning, but I don't want to wait to speak with you until the next council meeting, if you don't mind, that is. She does. She has no problem speaking for herself. Yes, Flint, I'd be happy to discuss whatever you want. She pointedly stepped out of the shadow of her previous visitor. Marcus might not be the sharpest of tools, but he had enough sense not to disrespect a pack alpha to his face, let alone to speak against his own elder publicly. So sorry, duty calls. We'll have to do this later. Of course, we'll talk again soon. Before she could stop him, he was at her side and was bold enough to kiss her cheek. With a parting look of open wanting at Ellie, which quickly changed to contempt at Flint, Marcus left the barn. No doubt there would be hell to pay from Oslo family for what would be the rejection of their son. For the moment, however, Big Flint Teevard's arrival was more than enough to keep her mind occupied. Cord and Marshal Adama had, of course, told her the ground between the Coven and the Pack had been shaky in recent years, but she couldn't begin to imagine what would prompt him to seek her out this soon. We can talk freely in here, Ellie said as she closed the door to the study a few minutes later. She doubted it would be necessary, but for good measure, she put a ward on the door frame to prevent any potential eavesdropping. Now then, what can I do for you? First of all, I want to apologize for the sudden appearance of the entire pack at Miss K's release. Flint sat down after a split second's visible hesitation. Not for the first time, it struck Ellie that there was always something odd about seeing a werewolf indoors. Perhaps it was part of their curse that had seeped into their human personas, that they were never quite at ease in foreign and enclosed spaces. We didn't mean to cause trouble, only to pay our respects to a fine woman. The last thing I wanted was to alarm you during your grandmother's ceremony. I wasn't alarmed. Ellie tried to deflect taking the seat opposite him from the fire. No, it was fine, really. I'm sure you've heard it said that werewolves, like other animals, can smell fear, haven't you? The question is so nonchalant it took her a second to register it as serious. When she quietly agreed, Ellie added that such a thing was speculation. Flint gave a humorous laugh. Well, we might not be able to literally smell it, but one look before I bowed showed it written all over your face. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. It really was more surprise than fear. She felt self-consciousness seeping in. Surely even a newly named elder should know how to respond to such a gesture. Since you mentioned it, why did you bow to me anyway? I was taught a thing or two about what usually happens when a new coven leader is named, and I've never heard of something like that. I'm sure you know Kay was a remarkable elder, and naming you is something of a special case. Flint kept his eyes fixed on her. Ellie tried to remember what Flint's reputation was like when she was growing up. He had been the nephew of a pack alpha before his death, aside from a gambling habit, which earned him a reputation for intelligent risk-taking. She'd never heard of him causing more trouble than any young man. Werewolf or not, could be expected to. I was an alpha when you were attacked that night, and I will promise you the same as old Jack promised your grandmother. No wolf from our pack was responsible for it. Has anyone told you what the state of the territory has been during your time away? Marshal Adama mentioned it in passing when I first came back, and I heard a little from Cord when we were at her wake at the Iron Gate. She wondered how accurate either report had been. Ellie was far from thinking either Cord or Tad would intentionally mislead her, but they downplayed the tension for her own peace of mind. He said my gran helped negotiate a peace with old Jack. I'm sorry to hear about his death. He was a strong alpha, and I was glad to be in the hunting outfit of his killer. His voice wavered slightly, but didn't break at the mention of his own loss. Your grandmother and my uncle were both respected leaders. I bowed to you to show my support to your naming because I believe, as they did, that trouble between the witches and wolves would only do damage to both of our people and the rest of the territory. I can agree with that. She was fighting as she had been since Flint had walked into the barn. Despite the goosebumps breaking out all over her and raising the hair on the back of her neck, she had to keep her nerve. Listen, Flint, you'll probably hear me say something like this at the town council meeting, but since you're here already, you have my word. The last thing I want is a conflict between my coven and your pack, especially about what happened so long ago. There's no reason to let some rogue drifting wolf be the cause of a war that no one would win. I'm glad we see eye to eye. Flint stood tipping his hat, gesturing that he was about to leave when he turned to Ellie again. I might be retarded, but the hat seems to, again, be one of those situations where it kind of pops out of nowhere. So it's like, tipping your hat is kind of like a huge thing, right? So maybe maybe I missed it, but establishing earlier that he's wearing a hat? Because I've gone through the entire, like, basically this entire scene, imagining him as a werewolf, even though I know he's human, and now I'm just imagining him as a werewolf with a top hat on. Oh, but that's just me. And again, I say, relevance, but whatever, that's a fight for my dev editor. Exactly, yeah. I'm just saying, like, to me, it just feels abrupt, and it's like, it pops into the scene, and then I have, like, this image in my head that kind of just, you know, it's not that it really matters, I'm just saying, like, that's how it makes me feel, right? Gesturing that he was about to leave when he turned to Ellie again. My apologies for interrupting you with your gentleman caller. Don't be. In fact, I'd much rather shop with you than fend off Marcus. Talk shop with you than fend off Marcus, she laughed. Can't imagine what he thought would happen showing up here. Can't you? Really? Flint's eyes narrowed seriously. Oh, right. I forget sometimes. Humans think too much about these things. Spend enough time around a pack, Miss Ellie, and you learn to recognize the look of a man who thinks shadowing for long enough will bring on heat and by proximity alone. Fucking ads! Guys, I'll be right back. I gotta... Oh, I gotta get more drink. I'm oots to drink, boys. I'm oots to drink. Ellie saw Flint to the door and learned that the pack would gift her a cured and finished buffalo hide blanket by the next town council meeting. When he had gone, she bolted it, and without thinking of where she was going, ended up in the kitchen, panting against the door, with Talia fretting at what in the world to do for her. Just sit down, I'll get cord. No, no, Ellie grabbed her arm, rooting her on the spot. If he sees me like this, he'll dog me for a week. Really, I just need a minute. At least eat something. I noticed Marcus Oslo leaving, looking none too happy. Talia studied her complexion, tutted disapprovingly. I want to show you something. Goal the calf. Yes, please. Feel free. Post any links. Feel free to join the Discord as well if you have not already. Post your stuff in there. But yeah, any links are free in the chat, so feel free. In my group in Discord. Which one is that? I don't even know where that one is. I know I post in it, but I don't know. There it is.
Thank you for redeeming Chair Dance. Hitox will now dance for you. Please fully enjoy this immersive experience.
You've received a timeout. Did you time me out because I'm spamming your chat with my with my post notifications?
Keep dancing, bitch, it ain't over yet.
But I'm the only one who posts in there. I'm keeping your server alive, Zoink. I'm keeping your server alive. It's gonna die now that you timed me out. It's just literally like 3 months of me posting that I'm going live. There's nothing else in the Discord. It's not my fault, man. It's not my fault. Oh no, timed up for 60 seconds. Oh god. No, why are you abusing the timeout? Zoink, you're so mean to me. Why? You're so mean. Don't trust you anymore, Zoink. You're not my favorite streamer anymore, Zoink. You're not my favorite streamer anymore. No, no, Ellie grabbed her arm, rooting her on the spot. If he sees me like this, he'll dog me for a week. Really, I just need a minute. Look at how long now. A week! Ross Geller voice. Anyway. Zoinko is the troll that everyone wants banned, as opposed to Smokey, who's the troll who everyone wants to show up. It's just the way that it is. Hey, you know, you should take all of those accounts that you have, Zoink, and you should go watch my YouTube videos, and you should like and comment on all of my YouTube videos with every single one of your accounts. All 758 of them. Or I guess 794 now. Well, you're going to re-download YouTube. You're going to get all of your old accounts. And you're going to like, subscribe, and comment on all my videos. On the Blue Horror Story channel. That's your goal. That's your goal today, Zoink. So you better... Chop, chop! If he sees me like this, he'll dog me for a week. Really, I just need a minute. At least eat something. I noticed Marcus Oslo leaving, looking none too happy. Wait, didn't you already say that? I'm confused. Did I go backwards? Did I already read that? Talia studied her complexion and tutted disapprovingly. You were wandering for so long, and then with two visitors you missed dinner, but I kept some soup warm for you. Thanks, she ate gratefully. With the upheaval of the day to occupy her thoughts, she hadn't noticed, but turns out she really was starving. Oh, this is great! Squash and carrot, little extra ground pepper. Talia had no small amount of pride in her cooking. She had learned from the best. The McKay family were the owners and proprietors of the best hotel to be found in Palem and 3 towns over. Whenever I made it for Miss K, she would talk about how it was a favorite of yours. I'm glad she had all of you, though it still hurt that Gran had left her in the dark. She was glad that the ones who had been loyal to Hollow Point were now in her corner. Since I've been back, it's been hard knowing I wasn't here for her for so long. What if I press the ban button in Discord? What would happen? Goon. It's EM Goon. There you go. 900% gay. Nice, Zoink. Those are some good numbers, bro. Those are some decent numbers. It's power level. I'm glad she had all of you, though it still hurt that Gran had left her in the dark. She was glad that the ones who had been loyal to Hollow Point were now in her corner. Since I've been back, it's been hard knowing I wasn't here for her for so long. She worried about you plenty. Your turn? Bit. Get dunked on. She worried about you plenty, but all she ever really wanted was for you to be safe and happy. Ah! You're back to being a human, loser. Fucking loser. You're just a plain old human. See, you even got the power level of a human. Fucking Krillin. You're not. I mean, that's like Yajirobe levels of gay. Talia spooned another helping into her bowl. If you don't mind me asking, what did Big Flint want? You must have said something that got you this rattled. It's a strange part of everything I've been feeling today. Well, Ellie was grateful that she now had an opportunity to breathe. That meant all the mixed emotions of the day came flooding in. No, there is no IQ and there never will be, Zoink, because I'm lazy as fuck. You wanted to talk about peace and understanding. I guess it makes sense. I have a rough history with wolves. That's no secret. And now, I'm a Coven Elder. True. Didn't say or do anything to make me feel threatened, but the whole time we were talking, I felt like I had to force myself to keep breathing. Dude, it does Vigentillion again! What? They fixed it!
382 octodecillion 828 septendecillion 337 sextillion 736 quindecillion 373 quatuordecillion 928 tridecillion 263 duodecillion 647 undecillion 439 decillion 927 nonillion 373 octillion. 5684729567824.
What the fuck? How did you get it to do Vigentillion?
53598673589673589.
Bullshit.
6589375658376555347659346534534. 288283847473828.
I don't understand, Zoink. I'm literally doing the how did you get it to say Vigentillion? Why am I the one who's now banned from the TTS? I'm copying your exact message. This is bullshit. I'm literal playing your...
Vigentillion 828 Un Vigentillion 384 Vigentillion 747 Novemdecillion 382 Octodecillion.
How did you get it to do that? I don't understand, Zoiko. You broke it. That's what we used to do. We got the sax and violins in the music, and we got the Vigentillions in numbers.
7 undecillion 439 decillion 927 nonillion 373.
Whoever named it Vigentillion was a genius.
28 November Vigentillion 280.
No Nem Vigentillion.
47 Septen Vigentillion 736 Ses Vigentillion 226 Quinqua Vigentillion 600
Quinquo Vigentillion
448 Tres Vigentillion 499 Duo Vigentillion 372 Un Vigentillion 728 Vigentillion 200.
This is why everyone wants me to ban Zoinko.
475 Septendecillion
700 septillion! If you want my advice, Miss Ellie, you've been through quite the storm in the last few days. I think it's just catching up with you. Talia rummaged in one of the high cabinets and pulled out a blue oh god.
838,592 and 837,849, 93 quintillion 928.
Okay, you're banned from the TTS. You're banned from the TTS now, Zoink, okay? Sorry, brother. It's the way that it is. The viewer has spoken. You have been banned from TTS. New account time. All right, then the game begins. Time station now. Time station's already banned. Here, go upstairs and drink this. Wing Ling's already banned. I'll pull you fast asleep. It'll put you fast asleep in no time. What is this? Just a little medicine from Doc Wesson and Mr. Asa. She uncorked the bottle and carefully poured, counting to 5 under her breath. Miss K started having trouble sleeping about 2 years ago or so. She started sending that for the nights when she couldn't. Then Zox the Foxvis. I don't know that one. Yeah, that's a new one to me there, Zoink. Surprised, Ellie took it with only the slightest suspicion. She never liked having to go to our good doctor. She'd seldom ask the Calico for help for herself. Don't mistake, she did as he said, still didn't like it. Talia chuckled in an empty sort of way. Well, I'm thinking about it. Try to meditate before Miss K said it sometimes gave her uneasy dreams. I'll do that. Thanks, Talia. Hey, Elv. I was just going to pour a glass, Cord said, eagerly meeting her in the hall. Come on, I'd say you earned one for surviving the Karis family conflict like you did. Maybe tomorrow night, Cord. She tried to duck her head away so he couldn't notice how upset she knew she must look. Think with everything that's happened today, I just want to go to bed. Right, Cord's attitude changed as soon as he saw Ellie's expression. This place is yours now. It would only be right for you to take her room. No, The word escaped her lips with more intensity than she had meant. For no, please, and I don't want to argue about this. Not tonight. That's a step I'm not ready for. I get that much. See you in the morning, kiddo. Yeah, I'll see you in the morning. Ellie walked up the stairs, and though she stopped at the door to the master bedroom, which had belonged to Kay, and in a sense still did, she soon moved to the hall, down the hall to the room that had been hers since early childhood. Her bedroom had changed a little in all that time. She'd been gone. All that time she'd been gone. With the wooden desk and small mirror in the corner, and heavy forest green drapes at the window that she had always liked. It was only about the size of one of the guest rooms, but it was comfortable and familiar, and most of all, it was hers. She remembered enchanting the drapes in her adolescence so that when the sun rose in the morning, it would shine through the fabric like the branches of trees in the nearby woods. What would it mean to take up Kay's room? Ellie followed Talia's advice and worked on meditating before bed. It was usually a good way to clear her mind. She could at least be honest with herself after the upheaval of her life in the last week. She doubted if her mind would ever be truly clear again. Whether it was taking the potion or the work of her own mind, Talia had been right in her warning. Ellie woke up with a sharp, high-pitched scream an hour before dawn. She'd been dreaming of us standing on a cliff. Oh, look, on the edge of an immersed field, rocks trembling under her feet, about to give way. A full moon showed its light from behind a thick cloud, and behind her the howl of a wolf tore through the night air, louder and more deadly than any gunshot she had ever heard. Bolting out of bed, desperate for air, she flung the shutters and glass open. Quickly lighting a candle on her bedside table, she caught the image of her reflection in the mirror. The most disturbing thing she saw wasn't the cold sweat still visible in her brow, or her skin gone deathly pale, or the panicked fear that remained in her own eyes. Once her vision had adjusted to the soft candlelight, Ellie saw the mirror had cracked into a spiderweb reaching out from the center. Whether it was from outside the house or simply conjured by the dreams, she could still hear the howling of the wolf. Damn, that's a powerful ending there. She's still got some trauma she got to deal with. She needs to learn how to stand up for herself. And she should have totally, like... I was just imagining her to be like to Flint. Be like, hey, Flint, meet Marcus. Marcus! Hey, Flint, he's annoying me. Can you do something about it? That would really help me out here. Just imagine Marcus be like, bye! But yeah, it's got a good flow to it. It's definitely got all the information you need, answers all the questions it raises, and it brings on even, you know, even more information about the past and trying to get over it and everyone wanting to be together. And now we enter the arc of Ellie's increasingly vivid nightmares related to her PTSD. Well, that's just the way it goes sometimes, right? But yeah, definitely having the conversation. Marcus added that little bit of conflict in there. Flint resolves everything. Everything with the horses and everything. Like her with Drake and just like being like, you know, I want to be alone right now. I need to be just with my thoughts. And her just carrying that on. Kind of smooths out the chapter, and then the end's just like, oh! Jesus! Ah. What happens now? It's always my question. What now? What are they doing now? Where do we go from here? Tell me everything I missed. I ended up playing D&D on a whim. Oh, Fish! Tell me everything about D&D. That sounds amazing. You missed we're doing a new story. As well as Fish, if you haven't, but I'm pretty sure you have, go check out the Blue Horror Stories. And, you know, go give the videos a like, give it a comment, a subscription, you know. All that good stuff. I'll tell you about it in story format. Ooh, I would love that, Fish. But now we're doing the next story, which is one of the letters. So this is like our picture for it, right? Letter 3, Trevor, sound only. So it's been your stories the whole stream? No, we just read Country Girl, so I'm just saying, only once they become unbearable will she finally be told the truth about her traumatic backstory. You mean us be told about it? Part of the truth anyways. Or like things that she doesn't know about the wolf that did it. Okay, so we have this, so we want to go new. We want to go over to CapCut. We want to do the same one as this. So whatever, whoops, these are on, that's what we want. So then we go to here, we grab this, and we want
February.
And then we want captions, generate. There's any vampires become OP in modern creative fiction? Hopefully the werewolves are stronger than vampires in that setting. Got you tabbed up while gaming. Hope you have a great stream. Hell yeah, Cubano. Thank you, good sir. Always appreciate it. Hey, Cubano, if you're interested, we started a new YouTube channel, and we've got... we just premiered the videos yesterday, so if you want to go check them out and give them a like, a comment, a subscribe, you know, absolutely appreciate it. It'd be a huge win for us. Thank you very much. Super appreciated. Okay, and for this, we want... this one. And we want 15. Alright, that looks good. Letter 3, Trevor, sound, caption. And now we need to find music. So, Fish, do you know any sources of music that are good for horror? We're just going to go back to Grok and we're going to try and find some stuff. So we're just going to go back to what we were doing before. Struggle, so... I need some suggestions. Oh, this just automatically plays.
You let go of your consciousness.
So annoying.
The body becomes an
exit. For horror, unfortunately, no. Try YouTube. That's what I'm trying. But I mean, who's next for reading? I don't think we have a next until Sean shows up. Because I don't think TLBG is done with his story. We just finished Country Girl. D-Not's not here. Callie's not here. Yeah. So we're just pretty much on wait mode right now. So we're just doing this. Because we need to get this done and posted within like the next hour or so. So we really need to start working on this. Okay, so I need some suggestions for where to put sound effects during the story. Why, what's up, fish? Okay, so we need like a static sound. Read us something from your archive, something you wrote that was buried. Okay. I think it's that one. No. Oh, here's a good one. Test of 2 gummies. How much work F? You mean how many stories? I have like 50 stories. But we're in ads right now. So while we're in ads, I'm just going to do sound effects on YouTube. So we need to go like this, YouTube, and we need to go sound effects.